Welcome to episode 61 of Cocktail Hour. I'm Andy.
I'm Rev.
And we are very excited to be back. Not that we really went anywhere, but every day
I was waiting for you to launch off into a song that would be very appropriate, and you sing it regularly.
Really?
The AC/DC.
I do?
Back in the Saddle.
Oh, back in the saddle again. Oh, that's a different
Very
one.
appropriate for today's show.
Oh, God. Oh, not feeling quite the music today.
No, Andy's not feeling well, everybody, so send her lots of good loving.
Yeah, send me lots of good love. Oh, I can use all the good loving I can possibly get.
See, now there's another song. Give me all your loving. See?
That's true.
Why can't I sing?
Why can't you sing? Why is it always just me? Come on now. Give it up. Let's hear it.
No.
Couple of bars. No? Okay.
No.
Alrighty, and on that note,
let's come to GCLS after I get drunk, then maybe we'll see.
Oh, I bet we could do it.
I
bet we could break out in a chorus or something.
We'll see how that goes.
Oh, my. Okay. And today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/cocktail hour. Over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. So there.
And you know what I'm listening to right now?
What you listening to?
Bossy Pants by Tina Fey.
Really? Is it good?
It's hilarious.
Oh, she's hilarious.
So I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Go get it for free. Listen. You will not regret it unless you have absolutely no sense of humor whatsoever. And then I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do for you.
Yeah.
But it's very, very funny, and she reads it herself. So it's almost like a stand-up routine. So
really? Oh yeah, I have to check that out.
Yeah, very good. So there you go.
Yeah, wow. I was Disney this weekend, and I got my email and it had a debit or Amazon hit my credit card. I went, I didn't buy anything on Amazon. It took me a half hour to figure out it was that damn Audible. I'm like, I'm still not used to that thing hitting every month. That's pitiful. Just pitiful.
That is pitiful.
I know, right?
I've had it for, gosh.
Don't
months,
say it.
months.
I know. See, this just tells you how badly my situation is deteriorating. Yeah.
You're going to be like that guy on Memento soon. Just carrying Sharpie around and write shit on your arms.
Exactly. Ridiculous. And record on my little voice recorder in my iPhone. Don't forget to lock the front door, and if you take a shit, wipe your ass. You know.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow. See, you never know what's going to come shooting out of my mouth. Yeah.
As long as it's just shooting out of your mouth.
Exactly.
We're okay.
And on to the exciting stuff. We have some announcements, I believe.
We do. We have a winner of an autographed book, Bev Prescott's Step Into the Wind. Yay. And I want to thank everybody that stopped over at the site and commented and left us what your favorite wild things are.
And notice that the wild thing wasn't me.
It wasn't. Not a single person put you down.
Damn it.
I would have bought an extra copy if somebody would have done it and give it and for Bev to send it to that person. Come on, people. We need you to be on top of your game here, okay?
I know, right? Jesus.
And the winner is Sheila. So congratulations, Sheila. Bev already has your email information, so she should be getting in touch with you anytime now. Congratulations.
Yeah, woohoo! Go, Sheila. It's birthday.
Oh, Sheila.
Let me love you till the... Wait, how's that go?
I don't know.
The Prince song, right?
Bonus points if you can identify the artist.
Oh, it's the Prince song. I already gave it away.
No, it's not. It's
what?
Ready
It's
for
not?
the World.
No.
Yes.
What? What is it?
It's Ready for the World. I just listened to the CD a couple weeks ago.
Oh, well, hell, I'm all mixed up. And before I shut down for good, let's introduce our author guest who has been patiently waiting in the wings. We are welcoming Laurie Salzler to the show.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Laurie. We've had some wicked technical difficulties so far. This for this show. All of them mine. So, sorry.
Yeah, well, it happens, you know. Now, Laurie's been, Laurie did a bar rag, I believe, last year with us and did a reading. Is that right?
Yep, I did it from my debut novel, A Kiss Before Dawn.
That's right. Boy, it just seems like old times having you right back on.
I know. It's a different this time.
Yeah, we're going to be mostly John it this time. And speaking of John, okay, there is just no way for a good lead-in on that one. You are the gal that gave us the drink for this show, which is affectionately known as the Irish Car Bomb. It's your dark beer of choice, and you drop a shot, and with a shot glass, into the beer of Bailey's, and then you chug it like it's your last alcoholic libation on earth. That's how you chug it. So I understand Rev is going to try this.
No. But I am having some Baileys. No one's actually drinking this drink right now, but Laurie's going to go home and have some because she's actually in the car.
No, but I thought you had everything ready. You're just going to have Bailey's. Is that it?
Yeah, I don't have a dark beer.
I misunderstood. I apologize.
That's okay.
And you've known about this.
What?
You've known about this for a while now. You have plenty of time to go get yourself a bottle of dark beer.
Gosh, Mom. Yes, you're right. But I completely forgot about it until about 10 o'clock this morning. And I was busy playing World of Warcraft, so I had to align my priorities.
Oh, that's just too damn funny. You got the mom lecture.
I'm not much. Honestly, I'm really not much of a dark beer. I can't lie. I do have a can of Guinness, but I just can't drink that shit.
Yeah, no, that's nasty.
I'm sorry. If I had to chug a glass of Guinness, I would puke and pass out.
Yeah, you need both.
But see, that's why you put the Baileys in it.
Yeah, I don't think it would matter. That shit's like motor oil. I can't drink that. My wife and my brother they love that, but. Woo, not for me.
Yeah, you mean both. But, there's always, Bass has a dark beer, and they're good. Bass is good.
Yeah, right. I'm taking my punishment. I'm sorry.
That's all right. You're forgiven.
Laurie, are you going to be at GCLS this year?
I'm not, because Linda and I spent the better part of last year apart, and I moved back to Michigan here, and I ended up doing a lot of oversight of the new barn and stuff. And we've just got a bunch of stuff that we need to catch up on as far as landscaping and such. So we've got our sight definitely set on P-Town in October, and then very, very likely Portland in 2014.
All right. Well, you can give me a spanking in Portland.
Uh-oh.
All right. I'm going to write that down then.
And we'll teach you.
I'm getting old. I forget these things.
And will the wives be there to monitor this activity?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I might see you in P-Town. I'm thinking of going this year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, maybe. If I can find the internet and book a flight. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's not that bad. Okay. So, Laurie sent us a copy of Right Out of Nowhere. I mean, pre-published copy. Thank you. We are two very lucky reviewers. That's for dang sure.
You bet.
Yeah. So the book comes out. It's Right Out of Nowhere, and the book comes out. We're hoping in about a week, maybe two. That's what we're thinking.
That's what we're hoping.
Yeah. And so we're going to try and keep this show as spoiler-free as possible.
Yep.
Well,
Yes, absolutely.
okay, good. So, do you want to give us a brief overview, Laurie, of what Right Out of Nowhere is about?
Well, it is about basically search and rescue. Ronnie Oatman is a member of the search and rescue team, as is her brother, and they have a base camp up on their property way up in the Bitterroot Mountains of Idaho. And Jeff, her brother, his wife is pregnant, so she can't go up the mountains with them and spend the summer up there. So the Forest Service, who they both work for, wants to send somebody else up there to take her place because they need to have a third person. And Ronnie is, she fights it, but to no avail. And then Selena Ayala comes on scene, and she's very, very capable. And they meet under an odd circumstance, and they just kind of learn to trust and such along. It's going through lots of different situations with search and rescue. So that was very hard not to put any spoilers in there at all.
Right? No kidding. I think you did a good job, though.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, so Rev, you want to start out? How do we do this? Let me think, because there's just so much you want to say.
Well, I'll go ahead and start. That's
okay.
Cool.
Go ahead and start.
So there's I don't think that it's a huge spoiler, because I think it's revealed pretty quick on that that Ronnie has some very deep feelings for her sister-in-law, Beth. She and Beth were best friends in high school, and the three of them used to hang out all the time. And then when Ronnie went off to college, Beth and Ronnie's brother Jeff got together and got married, and now they're having a baby. And one of the main conflict points for the story is Ronnie being in love with Beth and trying to come to grips with that. And I thought, Laurie, I thought you had handled that entire situation very well. And there were parts that when I wanted to kind of shake Ronnie and just say, come on, snap out of it, move on. But the way that you wrote Ronnie, I thought was really a genuine way to write her. When Selena comes on the scene, I think they had some very honest conversations about that, and the way that you tied it. There's one of the other main characters is Sparky, who's a horse, and there's this whole kind of relationship between the trust building between Ronnie and Sparky, and then trust building between Selena and Ronnie. That's it's kind of tied together in some way. And I actually I think I like the Sparky line of plot line as much as I liked the Selena and Ronnie plot line.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And
yeah, he was a fun horse to write, that's for sure.
And Puller was the pup, right?
Yeah.
Am I remember that right?
Yep.
That little dog has some personality too. I like how not just your human characters, but your animal characters also come to life on the page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's a little bit of part of me coming into that, because my animals are such a part of me that it would be, remiss of me not to put part of them into my stories. Even the one that I'm writing now has a huge part of me in it. So, it's just that's part of my writing.
And then, the scenery that you describe. Have you been to Idaho?
Linda and I went cross country many, many moons ago, and we never touched the Bitterroots, but we were in the southern part of Idaho, and at that point I was completely intrigued with it. So I did this book took a little bit of research in it, but it's also almost parallel with the Adirondacks and the woods up in Maine as well. So I was able to kind of put myself in those woods while I was writing it. Different species of trees and stuff like that, but it was very easy to write it that way, though.
I lived in Idaho for 11 years, and I've lived there. I've lived in Japan for a while, and in a few other states. And Idaho, the geography in Idaho is some of the most beautiful that I've ever seen, and that was the most difficult part of leaving the state. We used to go camping a lot up in the mountains, and it brought back a lot of memories. And you have a gift for describing the scenery, and I felt like I was back there. It did make me laugh that you said the southern portion, so I'm assuming that you were in Boise.
Yeah.
I lived in a suburb of Boise, and the lesbian bar. Well, we didn't actually have just a lesbian bar. It was the gay bar. I believe it was the Emerald Club, and I had to laugh when you made a comment about the closest lesbian bar being in Boise, and I just had to think to myself, the lesbian bar, the one gay bar. And I think a lot of in a lot of ways, Idaho is about 50 years behind the times, socially, politically, and I couldn't imagine now, living in a big city, just having that one place and thinking back on that. It brought back some memories. Did you go there?
No. We were pulling a camper and stuff. We had 2 dogs with us, of course. So we were just kind of touring around and stuff, and then I'm not even sure where we went from there. I don't really remember where we went from there. But we didn't get up into the Panhandle, unfortunately, which is where I really, really wanted to go.
Yeah. You also had some good humor. There was some good lines in the book. Was that your intention to put some humor in there as well, or is that just kind of happened?
No, it just kind of happened, and it's actually intriguing to me because as I was reading the proof, I haven't read the book in a while in its entirety. I mean, I was editing, little bits and spurts and stuff, and so when I read it on Friday when I did the proof, I actually laughed out loud several times. So I was actually pretty pleased because I had forgotten that I had written those lines, and it's totally unintentional, but I had myself so immersed into the scene that it was very easy to put those lines down.
Yeah, the dialogue flowed really nicely too.
Mm-hmm.
There are some books, and you feel like you're reading dialogue that somebody put on the page instead of an actual conversation. And thinking about it now, I didn't feel like that. It felt like natural conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Can I jump in? No, go ahead. I'm sorry, Laurie. Go ahead.
I actually, when my brother and I used to get along, we used to have some weird conversations as well. So I tried to take that exact diatribe to how Joe and I would talk back and forth and kind of mimic it with Ronnie's relationship with Jeff.
Yeah, I was going to say, they reacted to each other like siblings. That was really nice to see. And I like how the fact that your dialogue, it doesn't get mired down. You know what I mean? You have something to say, you say it. It brings the characters a little bit more humanization to the characters, and then you move on, which is really nice. And I got to tell you, the romance part of this book, to me, was secondary. It took a back seat to Ronnie's evolution and, quite frankly, all the adventures that Ronnie had. With and without Selena, it was just, you knew how to write some good adventure, I got to say.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to tone the love scenes down a little bit from what they were in A Kiss Before Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
At first I was thinking about doing it intentionally because I thought A Kiss Before Dawn was really blatant and really out there. Mm-hmm. And then when I started writing this book, it really did kind of just flowed very naturally, and it did take a second seat to that, to the adventures that they had.
Mm-hmm. I want to be right there with them, right there with them in the adventure. You know, it was one of the few times I'm reading a book and thinking I was sad that I wasn't actually there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, that's just how enjoyable that was.
Well, thank you. There's that one scene in a helicopter, and I had to do quite a bit of research about, a helicopter. I've never been in a helicopter, and so I spent like 3 days doing a lot of research and stuff, and Linda would call me up and she'd say, "What are you doing?" "I'm in the helicopter."
Oh, that's too funny.
So then it got to be, a joke between us. She called me up and said, "Are you still in the helicopter? Where are you flying now?" So, that was kind of fun. I learned a lot about that too.
There were a couple of storylines that didn't get that I thought were interesting, and I was kind of hoping to see where they would go, and they were just kind of dropped. Do you think that? And I can't really say what they were without giving things away. Maybe I can. Let's see. One had to do with Sparky and a horse trainer, and one had to do with someone's ex.
Mm-hmm.
And there was quite a bit of time devoted to discussing each of those, but we never actually got to find out what happens for either of those. I know. I intentionally dropped them because they were so much a part of the conflict that when the things, now I'm trying to avoid doing a spoiler too. So I kind of had to drop them because it was more of a let's go forward and develop and go forward with what we have already accomplished. So, and I think Ronnie's father has helped a little bit with that trainer as well. See, and that I know that was kind of the way just to wrap that up, the I know what happened type thing, but it didn't offer me any closure on that, and I still wanted to know what that was. So I'll be curious to see what other people think about that when the book comes out, and there'll be some. I'm sure that there'll be some discussions on Goodreads or on Facebook.
Oh yeah, probably, yeah. So, what was the inspiration to write this particular story? Was there one specific event or occurrence, or? No,
and that's what was the weird thing. Linda asked me the same thing. She said, "Where did you come up with this story?" And I said, I mean, A Kiss Before Dawn took place in New York, and it was just a totally different story from this. This was just much more humorous and light, and I guess I needed to go to the woods. I guess that's just what it was. I needed to put myself and my writing in the woods.
I wanted to go to the woods too.
That's where we went. Yeah. And I've always been intrigued with search and rescue. I think if I were younger, I would probably go and try and do that. I think that would be quite the challenge.
Yeah, it would be. All right. Well.
Yeah, I've got dogs that would certainly do that. So I think that's probably what always gets me thinking about it.
And do you want to play the call?
Yeah, we had a call in.
Oh.
We did. Somebody named Allison. So you'll have to listen really closely because it's not real loud, and I've maxed up the volume as much as I can. So you ready?
Yeah.
Hey, it's Allison. Okay. Sherry guilted me into getting up off my lazy bed and limping across the room to get the phone so I could ask my questions instead of just reading them off of Facebook like she could have done. Anyway, I haven't read Laurie's book yet. It's in my pile to be read. So I'll have to ask questions about other stuff that's not about the book. Will you be publishing a bird photos book? Because your bird photos are truly cool. And just to check, how's Stetson's pony doing? Thanks.
Did you get all that?
I did. Yeah. A bird photos book is it's probably down the line some. I'm still working diligently on a book that I've called Positive Lightning, and Emily's been pestering me about getting that to her so that she can read it entirely. So I may work on that in between. I take a break between Positive Lightning at the conclusion of that, and then when I start the sequel to A Kiss Before Dawn. So it's entirely likely. I'll put it that way.
Ooh.
I do have to say that I've really enjoyed looking at your photos when you post them on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I think between your pictures and the ones that Bev post, I can always feel good for a few minutes.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Yeah. A lot of people have told me that, and it's just and I've said before, if I can get one person a day just to stop and just shed whatever they're doing and whatever their stresses are or whatever, and just start listening and looking around and stuff and realizing that there really are more to, just even our backyard. I mean, that's where a lot of my pictures have been taken lately. If you just stop and listen, there are a lot of those same birds in your backyard if you just stop and listen to them.
Yeah, I'm in Wisconsin. My wife is big on birds too, so we've got feeders and stuff out right outside our we have a big sliding glass door off of our kitchen, and there's many times that we'll just stand there for quite a while, and now our son has started to get into that too. So yeah, absolutely, and she enjoys looking at your pictures too.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and I love the horse pictures. Whenever those I like really take a few moments and look at them and think about what it would be like to be on a dude ranch or, get up at the butt crack of dawn in the morning and, feed the animals if I had a farm or a ranch, it's just, I don't know, just let your mind wander and have a little fantasy for about, 35 seconds. And it's a nice way to start the day.
So
that's actually when I do my best writing actually is when I go down to the barn at 5:30 in the morning and clean and feed everybody and stuff, and it's just very, very quiet down there. Mm-hmm. So I get a lot of my mental where I'm going to go with the scenes and stuff like that. So I get a lot of direction from going down there and hanging out with those guys.
Sweet.
So the other part of Allison's question was asking about Stetson.
Yes, Stetson he had a bladder stone last summer, and when I moved here, he was just not right, and I had a vet come and look at him and stuff, and I wrote a whole story about him on my website, and she had mentioned, that it was cancer and could have been cancer and stuff, and so it just totally wrecked me emotionally, and I ended up taking him to Michigan State University, where they diagnosed him as having a bladder stone. And they removed that, and he had a great post-op. They absolutely loved him up there. When I took him back up to have his recheck, there was this crowd of people in there, and the attending, Eric, said, well, I don't need all these guys. I'm just doing a recheck. And they all went, yes, okay, we're just coming in to see Stetson.
Aww.
So he was set up there. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So he is doing wonderfully. He has had no setbacks. He's fat as a pig. He gained a ton of weight back. And I am so looking forward to riding him this spring when it finally dries up and gets rid of all the mud that's around here now.
That's a nice thing to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy.
Wow.
Well, this show's kind of limited because the book isn't out yet.
I know.
We don't want to say anything that can possibly give anything away. So should we just move on to the game?
Yeah, let's move on to the game.
Sure.
And here we go. The game.
Before we do the game, Laurie, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about in regard to Right Out of Nowhere?
No, I think it's a lot different from A Kiss Before Dawn, but I think it's a fun book to read. I had fun rereading it, and by the time I was done reading A Kiss Before Dawn, when I was proofing that for the last time, I was so sick and tired of reading this book over and over again, and I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel that way at all with Right Out of Nowhere. It's a fun book to read, and it was a riot, a real riot to write. I had a really good time writing that.
I think it comes out in the story.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. Yep.
Yeah, it's a lot lighter. Linda will tell you that she actually likes this book better. I think it's actually a better book than A Kiss Before Dawn, truly.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
Well, imagine where, the next book and the next book and the next book, you only get better.
I know. Well, the book that I'm working on now is called Positive Lightning, and it's about a dog trainer and a blind lady. And so I was sending snippets of that to Emily as I went. I like to send her the first 5 chapters, and then I sent her the next 10. And so she sent me a contract for it. So she wants it, and she told me she couldn't wait to read it.
Sweet.
I'm tired. Yeah, so I'm just, flying pretty high here. So
I guess
she likes my books, and as long as she keeps publishing them, I'm happy.
I hear that. Damn, you should be a marketing sister. Well, Emily's not the only one looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I like the premise so far.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, so here we go. Who would you fuck? It's my favorite part of the show. I was like, we should put it in the beginning of the show, just so we, No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe Laurie should answer this one. Of your characters in Right Out of Nowhere, if you could have a one-time tryst, who would it be?
It would definitely be Selena.
Selena. Okay.
Yeah.
Andy?
Well, I was going to say Selena as well, but damn, since Laurie grabbed it up, you know what? I'm gonna do a rev. I'm gonna throw this one out there. I'm gonna go with Beth.
Damn it! I was gonna go with.
I knew it.
Well,
I knew it.
Selena, but then I figured, okay, well, I'll go with Beth. Okay, fine. I'm gonna pull a rev, and I'm gonna go for Ronnie's mom.
Okay, go for what? Ronnie's mom. Ronnie's mom.
I'm pulling an original rev. I'm going for the mom.
And neither one of you mentioned Kate.
Kate. I have to think who Kate is. Wait, who the hell's Kate?
Who?
She was Ronnie's first rescue mission.
Nah.
Oh, no, I forgot about her. She was easily forgettable.
Yeah, you don't want them. It's easily forgettable. No.
When she was eliminated as a possibility, then I completely forgot about her.
Isn't that sad? We both did the same damn thing.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, this could be a little triangle-y thing happening. Oh, a little square. No, okay, no. No.
That's awesome.
All right, so fine. I'll take the mom. She can cook. I'll take the mom.
She's got plenty of experience.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. And that's fine.
What she don't know, you can quickly teach her. It works out.
I bet you she would teach me.
She might,
So,
yeah.
There you go.
She might. You never know.
cool with Ronnie, so, she was cool with Ronnie's sexuality, so why not, you never know what she might know.
That's right. She probably went to college. You know how them girls like to experiment in college.
I didn't. I was too old by the time I went to college.
Oh.
But I did the Marine Corps is kind of like college.
You just don't ask, don't tell back in them.
No,
I was
before Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We had talked about this before.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we do have a giveaway.
Oh, that's right.
So you can get the book as soon as it comes out, a signed paperback from Laurie directly. I don't know. Should we have a question?
I think so. That'd be nice. Laurie, do you have any questions you'd like to pose for the audience to answer in order to be in the drawing to win the book?
We didn't talk about this earlier. How might I come up with a question? Let me think here.
Yeah, this is the only thing we didn't talk about before we started recording the show.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I don't know.
How about your favorite dark beer?
Well, or it could be.
Actually, and I really don't have a favorite dark beer.
Not your favorite dark beer, their favorite dark beer.
Oh, well, okay, that would be good. So, all right. Yeah.
Or something about horses or, the wilderness, your favorite camp. Do you like to camp or not? Anything. Could be anything. Half the people don't actually pay attention to the rules anyway and just post whatever they want to. So.
Just post something. Yeah, well, just how about what is it about this particular broadcast that you like?
Oh, wow. Huh.
Haha, bitches, you actually have to listen and not just comment.
Oh, wow.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Let's see who's actually listening.
Interesting. We can't. You know what? I don't think we should give that one away.
What's your favorite part of this show?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Now, all of our lovely faithful listeners, you have until March 22nd or through March 22nd to get your comment posted. What is your favorite part of this particular show? Don't try some generic bullshit like, I like the Who Would You Fuck episode portion, because you need to be specific. All right. So get your comments posted by the 22nd. We do have a scheduling change to announce, because now that I've complained about it and whined about it on several shows, I know that there are some people that actually go to the website to see who's coming up.
That is too dang funny. Seriously. Then might I say this is why that part of our on the webcast is just I like you. I'm just saying.
I love you, Andy. You bring a lot to the project. Knowing who's coming up is one of those things that you bring. You just don't get it from there, and that's cool. I understand that.
It just doesn't, it's just one of those, oh, look, we're here again. Oh, no, we have to back up. They're not coming. I'd rather it be it's like the school cafeteria in high school, like mystery meat, What the hell is in that spaghetti and meatballs? That's not meatballs. What is that? Just saying. I like the mystery. That's all I'm saying.
Well, okay. Well, for those of you who weren't aware, our next show was supposed to be Jay. I got an email from Jay right before we started recording. She needs to reschedule. So Jay will be back in the summer, the late spring, early summer, as soon as we can get her booked. And so the next episode that we will be recording on or about March 23rd will be our quarterly Just Me and Andy show.
Yay! Woo!
Yes. Instead of trying to find somebody, which I'm sure that we could have, instead of trying to find somebody to fill in, we decided that, because I know that at the end of last year, we talked about having one show a quarter where it was just us. Mm-hmm. And so then everything got booked up, and before we knew it, the first quarter was completely booked, and we didn't have a show for just us.
It's true.
And now we do.
Yeah. See how things work?
We haven't decided, since this just happened, we haven't decided what we're going to read yet, but it's probably going to be some fan fiction because we love the fan fiction. We love the Conqueror story. I know it's probably going to be a Conqueror story.
Well, it's either that or a Western.
Maybe we could. Ooh!
Yep, see? Look at it. She got all excited. All animated.
And anybody who has a good Western fanfic or published, that's fine. I don't care. Send us an email, info@cocktailhour.us, or send us a message on Facebook or Google+. Get the word to us. We need it in the next few days so that we have time to read it.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Oh, Western or pirate?
Oh, yeah. Western preferably, though.
Yeah.
Western preferably.
A Western pirate story.
Oh, well, there you go. What? The best of both worlds. The cowgirl meets the pirate. Just saying. The cowgirl meets the pirate.
We could totally do that.
We could do that.
Okay. But there's got to be a madam in there somewhere.
Yeah. With syphilis. Just saying. With one leg.
My name for that, but now forget it.
with one leg.
And a droopy eye. Or a patch.
And she loves to drink rum.
And a hook.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, never mind.
No. That's a little too much.
Bad. For a lesbian story, a hook is bad.
Very bad thing. Yeah.
Well, that would explain why she only has one eye.
and her ex-girlfriend's name is Clitless Sue or something like that.
No, Lordy. Don't ever. That just made me hurt all over. Oh, man.
All right. So send us some suggestions in the next day or two, okay?
Yep,
so do that.
Yep.
And even if they're late, we'll read them later.
Yeah, that's right.
And somebody besides Gloria send us some damn recommendations.
I know. Gloria's all up in it. She's on top of things. But, yeah, we're looking for other suggestions, too.
Yeah.
Don't let Gloria, push you out.
Hey, Andy, did we ever hear back from Amber about what's happening with the sequel to Knights of Silk and Sapphire?
No, I forwarded you all of the emails I got from her. And funny you should say that. On my drive back from Disney today, my nephew was watching Octopussy on my on my DVD player in my truck. And I had my hands-free device plugged into my one ear, and I was listening to Knights of Silk and Sapphire.
Yay!
Yep, I was. The first one, not the work-in-progress sequel she sent.
Hey, everybody send Amber an email.
Yeah.
I think we have it. We did an episode on that had Knights of Silk and Sapphire in it.
Yeah, it was our New Year's Eve episode.
A year or so ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah. So everybody send Amber an email. She's working on this sequel. Andy and I read what bits of it, and it's good. So send her some encouragement. Say, hey. We need to hear about this. You need to get on Cocktail Hour. You need to finish this story, because woo, Lordy.
Yeah, it was hot. Oh, and here's her email address for you lazy people. It's AmberJ8, and that's the number 8, not ATE. So it's AmberJ8@hotmail.com.
So send her some messages and let her know that Knights of Silk and Sapphire rocked.
Woo! Hot rock.
We need to see more. I'm thinking I may read that again.
Hot. Oh yeah, I'm at the part where Zafira takes Day out for a walk in the city in El Casira.
Oh,
El Casari, whatever the hell the name of the city is.
Yeah, I know.
And that's that slow romance they got going on. Hot.
They do, and I'm sorry, Laurie, but I'm just going to reminisce for just a minute.
Laurie's like, I didn't write this shit. We'll talk about it later.
There are horses in this story, so
there are horses in this story.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the best things about Knights of Silk and Sapphire is it's such an erotic story. I mean, it really is. I mean, there's loads of hot
really hot.
But you have that beautifully written, wonderful slowly developing romance between the main characters. So it's like you have the best of everything.
It's
and
true.
You've got a great story.
Adventure,
the
action.
intrigue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm going to have to listen to that show again and then go read it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
So good. If you bitches haven't read, y'all need to read it. Everybody should read it.
That should be required reading, quite frankly.
It should be, but not in public.
Well, not unless you want to get all red-faced and, start, throwing out pheromones for, miles.
Yeah, it's not a lunchtime at work or trapped in a plane kind of reading, as me and another one of my friends could tell you. It's definitely a nice read it with your partner before bed book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or read it before bed, or any time that you have 5 minutes by yourself is fine. It's fine.
True, yeah.
Yeah. So everybody go read Knights of Silk and Sapphire and go listen to that episode. Yeah, very good. Okay, so anyway, everybody send us some damn suggestions, and you'll be surprised when you hear the next episode.
Yep. Just stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. Laurie, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
We enjoyed having you.
It was good.
It was good. Was it good for you, Rev? It was good for me.
It was good for me.
Mm-hmm. Laurie's like, I'm never coming on this damn show again, ever.
No, it's just, I just I'm sitting in a parking lot, so it was good for me too.
Oh, good. Yay.
You little exhibitionist.
I know, right? What the hell?
I brought a coat with me.
So you're in front of Bed Bath & Beyond?
Yeah. Got the windows down a little bit.
Steaming up the windows. All right, well, that's it for this show. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Laurie, for coming on.
Thank you. Good talking to you guys.
All right, back at you.